You cannot settle the problem without admitting the truth.
What do you expect the government of Imo State to do?
Imo State government all along has been condescending, arrogant, and indifferent. Governance is about problem solving.
Welcome to Noble TV Live. Now and today, of course, we are discussing an issue that borders on the Nigerian economy because on the 1st of October, Labour went into a meeting with the federal government, insisting on a 30-day period for government to resolve all issues concerning labour welfare. But now a new dimension has been added to it. That is, Imo State is now taking the shots or taking the lead now, as far as responding to government attitude towards workers is concerned. Why am I saying this? The workers in Imo State have given notice that by Tuesday they will go on strike. They will embark on strike. Why? Because the government is owing worker salary to the tune of about 20 months arrears. And not only that, they are owing civil servants who retire from service for about 22 months. And beyond that, the government is saying Imo State is paying 10,000 goods pensioners and paying about 11,000 goods workers. The question now is why, and what are they doing to resolve this matter, and what is Labour also doing to ensure that the strike will be averted. Tuesday is going to be 31st of October. So, but maybe Gray Amona has answers to these questions. Yes, Gray, you are welcome to the program.
Thank you
very much. Yes, the Labour movement in Imo State have given the state government an ultimatum to expire on the 31st of October. Failure to meet their demands will result into a strike. And of course, you had when I was trying to yes. Now, what is your take on this, particularly the effect on the economy of Imo State, particularly, and Nigeria generally?
Thank you, comrade. Generally, because of the profile of organized labor, what featured in the lyrics of Fela Kuti's production, Ujulonje, that is, you simply say, but you don't, go beyond your speech.
Okay.
So when the lethargy of organized labor has become something like a national anthem, then it's a constituent of that same labor, is smarting for action. When in a extended family, the father is known to be, a toothless bulldog, then within that extended family, someone comes from that family and tries to, give a profile being tough. It will be difficult for the world to judge what is what. So, granted that the situation in Imo State, is very disgraceful, especially as it affects, labor, and not to talk about people who have retired. It tells you that the contradiction between government and the rest of the population represented by the working, mostly pinging on the working class, that contradiction is widening by the day, because it's like government is becoming more and more alienated from the working class. And the working class and the rest of the population are integral. Because in most cases, you find that apart from the artisan community, the rest that are formally employed in terms of substantive public, employed, they are also, a numerically strong group. So it tells you that, the government of the day had better, watch itself and come to terms with the reality of the day. And what's the reality of the day? Economic conditions are biting. So that when you fail to provide relief for people that are working, justly and substantively, it tells you that, I don't know, the essence of governance is, especially where it has to do with democratic governance. When people are old more than 22 months, then the other group is also, if Imo State, if Labour comes over to picket and then finally call out workers on strike, it will, give the people that are actually, the guardians of policy, the guardians of power, food for thought that, all may not be, all is not good at glitters. Now, let me tell you, comrade, the labor inconsistency makes the average person take them for granted. So it is something that we have to watch and see. Yes, the evidence of hardship is there, but can it be carried out?
Okay.
That's the situation.
Okay, now, yes, the government is saying we are, having issues with the number of personnel that are supposed to be on our payroll. These are active civil servants. But we also have the issue of how many people should be on our payroll as far as pensioners are concerned. Is it the fault of those people that are on the payroll, wrongly or by error, or the fault of the government? Because I'm asking you this question because all over the world now, this is the 21st century where technology have been deployed to sift out whoever is a ghost worker.
Yes.
I remember in Delta State, for example, where they introduced what they call a cappella.
Yes.
I don't understand how that works, but I was made to understand that that was a technology that was supposed to checkmate people who were ghost workers.
Yes.
What is the problem? What do you think Imo State should have done to ensure that things are done normally and not inflicting injuries on people who are working or people who are retired based on what you think is the problem, which are supposed to be your own primary responsibility to resolve in the first place?
Yes. Fundamentally, first, Labour has picked holes in that assertion that you have a social number of ghost workers. Yeah, saying flatly that it is incorrect. That tells you that, granted, generally speaking, organized labor, is using divergent steps. At least that observation, is food for thought. It tells you that government position on the matter is not beyond debate. That is, it is not justifiable because basic statistics are incorrect. They say so number of ghost workers are in the Imo State, public service, but Labour says insistently and without batting an eyelid that it is incorrect. So it tells you that what we just said about the face-off between government and organized labor is even more significant, not just in the area of commitment of government to provide the dividends of democracy, but actually to carry out the dictates of the social contract. The social contract is about provision of commitment, and that commitment is also paid for in terms of monthly entitlements. Provide work and you get your pay. But this the social contract philosophy is not being replicated. So what is happening in Imo State is a conscious attempt to actually paint a different picture to the world.
Okay, no, what I understand you to have said so far now is that if government is saying 10,000 workers are ghost workers, 11,000 pensioners are ghost personnel or pensioners.
The labor denounces.
Yes. Why will government not come and say we have a total of 70,000, for example, workers?
Yes.
Out of this, we have discovered that 10,000 are ghost workers, and we have a balance of maybe 60,000. Government did not give statistics of how many workers are active.
Yes.
Neither did they give how many numbers of pensioners are active.
That is good. The whole hall is supplying information.
Yes, it just came up to say we have so number of ghost workers or so. So, and okay, I'll add another question to it now.
Yes.
Now, is it the normal thing for statistical provisions to be made, disjointedly, the way they are giving us from Imo State? That's one. Number two, the election of Imo State governorship election in Imo State is coming up in 2 weeks' time.
Yes.
Now, if Labour goes on strike, and of course, you understand that the bulk of ad hoc workers for INEC are normally drawn from the Teaching Service Commission or from teachers. Now, do you see Labour going on strike at this moment, at this time, as an act of sabotage? Because if government have owed you salary for 22 months, only for you now to begin to embark on strike, just 2 weeks to the time a crucial election like the governorship election in Imo State is going to take place, do you see Labour as acting in terms of sabotage or something?
I do not see it as sabotage. It is a just reaction to an abnormal situation. It's a just reaction to an abnormal situation, and it tells you too that Imo State government all along has been condescending, arrogant, and indifferent with regard to the issue. There's a clear issue about a face-off, about a disconnect between people that provide reward for labor. The institution that provides reward for labor is government, and the institution that provides labor, correlated with a reward, is the people, the generator of the people, as a working class. So there's a disconnect. Labor coming all the way from the center to issue this kind of threat, let's call it some kind of a patient dog is the fattest bone. They waited all this while with the statistics. And take note of one thing, comrade. Government did not officially refute labor allegation. Officially did not refute.
Yeah.
So it simply stood hands akimbo, in the face of evidence that there are discrepancies. When there are such discrepancies, only typify one thing. There is a gap between the reward system and the effort put into making governance, a reality.
Okay, finally now, what do you expect the government of Imo State to do as quickly as possible to avert this impending strike?
Yes.
And what do you also expect Labour to also do to, bring about harmony in the system, given the kind of period we are now?
Yes. Whichever way you look at it, whether at the sub-systemic level or at the general systemic level, governance is about problem solving. On the part of government, well, I've not been actually personally impressed by the general profile of the Imo State bureaucracy, Imo State government. There's this attitude of, condescension and arrogance.
Yeah, so what do you expect them to do?
So I expect them to reach out to organized labor and find a way of settling the problem. You cannot settle the problem without admitting the truth and ensuring that the issues raised in labor protests are resolved through resolution of the problem, providing succor for those that are denied, the laborer deserves his reward. Wages, exactly.
Yeah. Okay.
Wages are rewarded.
Okay, viewers, wherever you may be, you have heard from Gray Amona. He says Labour is not acting on the basis of sabotage. And he also says government should revisit its reward system so that the labourer should be what is wages. A word, they say, is enough for the wise. And therefore, for Imo State to be at peace, particularly in this period, the government should do the needful and avert labor impending strike. So thank you for watching, but don't just end there. Also like, share, comment, and of course, press the notification buttons so that you can get similar updates from Noble TV. So from all of us here, I wish you a very merry period wherever you may be around the world. It may be your night, it may be your morning, it may be your afternoon. Thank you very much. My name remains Augustine Umilo.